I've been in education for over 30 years, and I work with JK through 5th grade students, and it is my honor to work and serve at Charlotte Christian School.
First thing I'd say about our curriculum is that we hold ourselves to the same standards that we hold our students to. If we want them to daily show up and evaluate their learning and embrace new ideas and take new steps, if we're going to ask that of them, we want to be modeling the same thing on our part as far as our curriculum and the decisions we make about what we're putting in front of our students. We don't see curriculum as something that you pick it once and then you run it on repeat ad nauseum.
One of the most important things that we do is design the instructional program for our students. And in that, it's important that we monitor those trends that are happening in education. We're looking for what research is telling us about best instructional practice. We recognize that research will tell us what are the most influential and impactful ways that we can teach students, and it's imperative that we guide our teachers so that it then impacts the day-to-day classroom instruction.
These halls are filled with teachers who are giving us great feedback about what's going on in the classroom, and then we get to make those decisions together as a community about what's best for these students.
Well, I love getting to assess our students and collecting all the data for knowing exactly where my students are and making sure that all of that data informs my instruction so that each student is really met on their individual level, taking our curriculum, finding ways to enrich and support each of our students with our curriculum as the baseline and really giving full differentiation in all content areas.
Charlotte Christian is very intentional in each and every decision that we try to make as a school community. We're constantly thinking about our students and preparing them for what might be coming next. And so specifically in lower school, 4th grade is a very unique kind of gateway year where students are coming from, in 3rd grade they come from a self-contained classroom, and in 4th grade they make this big transition into rotating classes. So they have just this awesome opportunity to learn how to adapt in different environments with different teachers. Another thing that's so awesome about Charlotte Christian is we have a full-time teacher assistant in every one of the classrooms. So it's helping the students and preparing them not only for just learning how to adapt with different teachers and personalities and routines, but also like for parents, they've now got 6 sets of eyes trained in knowing how to best serve and help their child as a learner.
We have teachers who will daily stand in front of students and say, all right, here's our goal, here's where we're aiming for in this unit, here's what we want you to be able to master, what we want you to be able to learn. And then in the next breath, they're saying, and here's how we're going to get there. Here's how I'm going to help you as a learner, as an individual, attain those goals that we've set out and expectations we've set.
We get to learn God's Word together, but then our curriculum is also really focused on application. So how does this apply to an 8-year-old? How does this apply to a 9-year-old?
We want to prepare our students as learners for what's coming, not only in middle school, high school, but college and beyond.
There's not a one-size-fits-all as far as learning goes, and our teachers understand that and know that as well. And so the work that they put in to knowing these students as learners, to meeting them where they are, is unbelievable. They are tireless in their efforts to reach the student, to help them take the next step as learners, and to help them grow.
In each of our core area classes, the students certainly are learning the foundational skills and strategies which within each one of those classes. They also are really learning how to collaborate as learners. How can they challenge one another, encourage one another, learn from one another to help own their own learning and grow together. All of life is filled with knowing how to work with people.
My husband and I sat down and we developed a criteria of what we were looking for in a school. We wanted, one, a college prep, rigorous academic program. We also wanted a school that had strong extracurricular activities. We knew that Charlotte Christian had a reputation for great sports and a fine arts program. And thirdly, we just wanted a Christian program. We wanted a school where our kids would be supported in developing their relationship with Christ and their walk with Him. Charlotte Christian met all of our needs, so in the end it was an easy decision.
As a teacher, one of the highest calls and greatest privileges that I have is to see each student for how God's made them and meet them where they are and believe in what God has for them and help to push them to be all that they can be, not only in academics, but spiritually, emotionally.
I think my children have grown and flourished here because they have been pushed forward in their leadership skills and what it means to be a leader and what it means to be a part of a Christian community.
We wanted to find a school that would help partner with us in terms of making sure that Christ remains central to our children's lives. This is a school, this is going to be an environment that certainly looks at the whole child. They look at the whole embodiment of that child.
We take the spiritual life of our students so seriously. We're here to teach them academics, we're here to help them grow in that way, but we want that all to be done under the umbrella of growing as Christians and developing in our faith.
We know that they're interested in, putting our children out there in the best position to live out their faith once they leave this place, and that's an exciting place to be, and we've been very pleased with that.
One of the most important things that we do is to select teachers and to support teachers to be the very best instructors that they can be.
As teachers, we're not only teachers, we're truly lifelong learners. And Charlotte Christian School values us in our development as educators, and they provide numerous opportunities for us to grow as educators. Charlotte Christian is the real deal, and what you see is what you get. And I can promise you that your student will be given the opportunity to be challenged as a learner, to be challenged as a person, and to grow in who God's made them to be.
Now that we've been through it and are kind of seeing both sides, it makes me even more excited for my kids in lower school, for my kids in middle school, to know what's coming ahead.
What we want to develop by the time a student leaves the lower school is a child who is independent. That's one of the first things we're aiming for. We want them to have shifted from education is something that happens to me to education is something I'm an active participant in. I have a say in my own learning. I have a say in the attitude I show up with each and every day. The workload increases as in more is expected of the student. We want them to step into that with confidence and not with stress. Yes, there's curriculum that is helping these students grow in their faith, but we're also moment by moment, day by day, living it out and modeling it for our students and encouraging that growth in them.
Both of our girls' passion and desire to learn have just grown tremendously since becoming students here. They come home daily telling us everything that they have learned, whether it's from STEM or what they learned at chapel on a Thursday. They get up every morning eager to get ready to get to school. We couldn't be happier being here.